Loftin draws a walk. Loftin takes off. Melendez swings and misses. Throws wide.
With 2 outs in the 5th, the Royals have a runner at second base. We're about to get a grounder to third.
Tap to third. Ramirez charges. Loftin evades the tag, but he's out of the base path, and Tripp Gibson calls him out.
This out of the base path play is super interesting.
And Matt Quatraro comes right out of the dugout. Vance Wilson and Nick Loftin have already started the conversation.
Any runner is out when they run more than 3 feet away from their base path to avoid being tagged, unless their action is to avoid interference with a fielder fielding a batted ball.
Well, Ramirez is also charging in, so he's charging into where Loftin's trying to run anyway.
Yeah, Q has an argument here.
First things first, a base line, a direct line between 2 bases, does not apply to this play. A base path is a straight line drawn from the runner to the base they're attempting to reach safely at the time of the tag attempt.
You're a lot farther out than that to around third base to go home, so I don't see why he's out of the baseline.
So when you hear out of the baseline, just know that baseline has nothing to do with this rule. Quatraro continues to argue.
He didn't go that far out of the line. He just went around the tag.
Gee, thanks, HUD. As we know, you have 3 feet on either side at the time of the tag attempt. The tag attempt can begin no earlier than when the fielder first possesses the baseball.
Yeah.
And Ramirez is coming into the base path. Loftin has to go around him in some way, right?
Right. Okay, now that's a little bit over 3 feet.
To refresh right-of-way principles, on a batted ball, the fielder has the right-of-way. It is on the runner to get out of the fielder's way if the fielder is attempting to field a batted ball, which is what happens here.
If you run into the fielder, that's interference.
That's the entire argument, because out of the base path makes a specific exemption for running more than 3 feet away to avoid interference with a fielder fielding a batted ball.
And Q just got ejected.
So in acknowledging this exception to the rule, if the runner was more than 3 feet away to avoid interference, he's legal.
He could have taken the easy out at first base, but I think Loftin attracted him. He thought that was going to be an easy out.
So the question is, did the runner indeed qualify for the exemption, and when did the tag attempt occur?
Slow chopper to third. Gotta go. Ramirez will tag him. No, he didn't get there. He came off the bag, and he's out to end the inning.
No, fam, that ain't it. What I'm looking for is a clue for avoiding interference. Look at the runner's feet.
So he did get him. He came off the bag.
Still not it. Anyway, the runner does a stutter step before the fielder has the ball. So he may or may not actually have moved more than 3 feet away to avoid interference. Let's play on.
Around him in some way, right?
Right.
This freeze frame is when I would say the tag attempt has begun, which means that now we are indeed looking for a 3-foot deviation from that straight line.
Now, that's a little bit over 3 feet.
There's the divot mark, so we draw that line. That looks like more than 3 feet. We'll get another angle in a second, but remember the avoiding interference with a fielder fielding a batted ball part.
Take a step around him and get his hand on the base. I think that was a really nice slide.
And if he runs into Ramirez, that's interference.
I understand the reason for the stutter step, but that was his avoidance maneuver. Veering by more than 3 feet away after the stutter step, that was to avoid a tag.
But where's he supposed to go?
Can't run into the out. You're going to do the best you can to get away from it.
This is a correct call, not by much, but it is correct. It happens so fast, you have to slow it down so much because the stutter step was protected, the veering was not. Because the fielder possessed and subsequently started a tag before the runner got to a point 3 or less feet away from maximum veer, but gosh, was this super close in real time.
Chopper to third. Gotta go. Ramirez will tag him. No.
And so Q's out of the game, and the Royals are out of the inning. Down 1-0 to the 6th.